Hey friends, Lacey here. We are not going to be outside today. It is 70, beautiful, but the wind is just howling, so we are not spending any time outside today. So I thought we would come into the kitchen, get some of my procrastination done. We foraged some wild plums, some sand plums this last summer, and so that's just kind of needing to be done. So we're going to make some jelly today. So to get started, I'm going to heat up the water in my canner, and I've already took the time to sterilize my jars, and I stashed them in my oven at 200 degrees. And I do this because I seem to have a better rate of sealing when the jars are already hot, when it's time to pour jelly. Also, if you're wondering what the commotion is in the background, it's my kids. They are in the hallway keeping busy, and as long as they're entertained, I get things done around here. So if you could just welcome the noise with me, that would be great. But anyway, if you've made jelly before, you probably agree that all you really need is a recipe, juice, and some kind of sweetener, and of course, pectin. And maybe you're new to making jelly or just wondering how to make sand plum jelly. It's pretty simple stuff, and I use the recipe out of the box. You really don't have to get too fancy. I use the recipe for the plum, and the complete instructions are right there. It does call for 5.5 cups juice to a potent 6.5 cups of sugar. And I know that's a lot of sugar. And we've tried with less and it just doesn't set right. So we just trust the instructions and we pour the juice and pectin in together on high heat and stir. Now I didn't time this, but I think it took a good 10 minutes. Once it reaches that first rolling boil, you can add your heap of sugar and stir again. Probably for another 10 minutes until it reaches a rolling boil for the second time. And once it reaches this stage, you're going to start a timer for 1 minute, and this is where I get nervous. Don't make a mess, 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 don't make a mess. And thankfully, it did not overflow. And this is what happens when you don't add butter. You get foam, and it's easy, you can just scoop it out, but if you really don't want to deal with it, just add the butter at the beginning of the directions. Surprisingly, this is the only mess I made today. My jars are hot, right out of the oven, and ready to be filled with jelly.
Move out of the way, please, honey. Okay, Ezekiel, thank you. Stop. What? Whoa.
Not juice. Not juice, no. Not juice.
Yes, it's jelly.
So by this time, 20 to 30 minutes from starting, kids were a little less entertained, and I was just glad to have jelly inside the jars and ready to be put in the water bath. This signifies that I was done with the first batch to only start the process all over again.
That?
No.
Okay, that one. Can you take over? Thank you. It's soft.
I'm hoping that we get a few more batches done today before I call it quits. It's getting rather warm in here. But thanks for sticking around with me in the kitchen today, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye. So I have these 3 full of plum juice, this one full of plum juice, and this one full of plum juice. We are going to be making jelly for days, guys. Now we were able to make 65 jars of jelly. This is enough for 1 year's supply for our family, as well as giving some to others. Break it. Oh, that's a good bump.
Godzilla.
Love you, Allah.